Difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations. The best is yet to come. We shall overcome. Welcome, my dear students. Today I am going to discuss a very interesting part of physics, that is different forms of energy. Energy is available in different forms like mechanical energy, chemical energy, heat energy, light energy, sound energy, electrical energy, atomic energy, etc. Let me start with mechanical energy and its different forms. So I have written here already mechanical energy. So what is this mechanical energy? The energy possessed by a body due to its state of rest or state of motion is called mechanical energy. State of rest or state of motion. It has mainly two forms. Number one, potential energy, and number two, kinetic energy. The total mechanical energy of a body is equal to the sum of its potential energy and kinetic energy. This mechanical energy can be written as the sum of potential energy and kinetic energy. Now the question is, what is potential energy? Energy possessed by a body due to change in its position or configuration is called potential energy. This potential energy may be caused due to change in its position or configuration. When energy possessed by a body due to its changed position by the force of attraction of Earth is called gravitational potential energy. Now we want to see the mathematical expression of potential energy and how it comes. Mathematical expression of potential energy. Let us take a body of mass m be lifted from ground to vertical height h. Let it be the ground. This is a body of mass m and it is lifted up to height h. Now the body is here. Clear? The upward force required to lift the body up must be equal to the force of gravity on the body. Let the force required to lift the body is F. It is equal to mg. Why it is mg? Because this one is the force of gravity. This mg is the force of gravity, and this force of gravity and the upward force will be equal. This mg acts vertically downward and F is acting upward. So what will be the work done on the body? Work done is equal to the force into displacement that we know. Here force means force due to gravity. Multiplied by displacement. Force into displacement. So, can you say what is the force due to gravity here? The force due to gravity is mg. And the displacement here is h. So, we got the formula mgh. This is the mathematical expression of potential energy. This amount gets stored inside the body in the form of gravitational potential energy. So, when a body is on the Earth's surface, the gravitational potential energy is 0. Why? Because the mathematical formula of gravitational potential energy is mgh. On the Earth's surface, what is h here? The 0, because it is on the Earth's surface. That's why h equals to 0. So the gravitational potential energy will be equals to 0. And as the body rises up, the height from the ground increases and hence the potential energy increases. If the body is taken up from height h1 to height h2, this is the Earth's surface, this is height h1 and this is height h2. This is h1 and that is h2. So if the body is taken from h1 to h2 above the ground, the gain in potential energy will be equal to the final potential energy minus the initial potential energy. So we can say the gain in potential energy equals to final potential energy minus initial potential energy. So what is the final potential energy here? Height is h2, mass of the body let m, and g be the gravitational acceleration. So the final potential energy is equal to mgh2 minus what is the initial potential energy? Ball was here at first, so this is h1. Mass is actually m, so here the gravitational potential energy is mgh1. If we take common mg, we got h2 minus h1 here. So this is the gain in potential energy. If the body falls down from height h1 to height h2 above the ground, there will be obviously the loss of potential energy. It is the ground, okay, and it falls from h1. So let this be h1, and it is falling from h1 to h2. So this height be h2. As the body is falling downwards, there will obviously a loss in potential energy. So what will be the loss? In the same way, we can say mgh1 minus mgh2. This is the loss in potential energy. If we take common mg, we got h1 minus h2. This is the loss in potential energy. If you apply external force on a body, the shape and size of the body will be changed, and at the same time the elasticity is developed inside the body to regain its original shape. Okay, so when we are applying force on a body, the body will be deformed, and inside the body elasticity is developed to regain its original shape. From here we can say the potential energy possessed by a body in its deformed state due to change in its configuration is called elastic potential energy. Very important concept. Again I am saying the potential energy possessed by a body in its deformed state due to change in configuration, due to change in position, that we can call gravitational potential energy, and due to change in configuration we can call that as elastic potential energy. I expect you all have understood this part properly. Now my discussion will be on kinetic energy. The energy possessed by a body due to its state of motion only, that is called kinetic energy of the body. As for example, we can say rolling stone, running car, fruit falling from the tree. These are the examples of kinetic energy. Come to the mathematical expression of kinetic energy. The kinetic energy possessed by a moving body is equal to the amount of work done performed by the body before coming to rest. If F be the force applied on the body of mass m and velocity v to stop it. So this is the body which is moving with velocity v, and the mass of the body is m, and F force is applied to stop the body. The force applied is F. What will happen? Obviously there will be a function of retardation. The retardation produced here, let it be A. It is the retardation. The retardation produced here is A. Then if we apply Newton's second law of motion, we can say F equals to ma. The kinetic energy will be equal to retarding force into displacement. That is, we know it, that what is kinetic energy? Force into displacement. This force is actually retarding force into displacement. And we also know the equation of motion, that is v square equal to u square plus 2as. This is the equation of motion. Now, as it is retardation, it is a case of retardation, so there will be minus sign. So I am erasing this plus and introducing one minus sign. So the equation becomes v square equal to u square minus 2as. By applying this force, the body has been stopped. So v equals to 0. So what we got here? 0 equals to u square minus 2as. It means u square equal to 2as. So here, from here we got u square equals to 2as. It means s equals to, what will be s from here? From here s equal to u square by 2a. So we got s equals to u square by 2a. If we put this equation in the equation, so F will be mass into acceleration here. Okay. If we put the formula here, ma into s, so kinetic energy becomes m a s. That gives us ma s, means from here s equals to u square by 2a. Put it here, u square by 2a. So a will be cancelled out. We got half m u square. That is half into mass into velocity square. Half into mass into velocity square. That kinetic energy equals to half into mass into velocity square. We have got from here. Okay. Let's come to a very important relationship between kinetic energy and momentum. So what is the mathematical expression of kinetic energy? Kinetic energy equals to half m into v square. So kinetic energy equals to half m v square. And we know momentum. Momentum means P. If we denote it as P, it will be mass into velocity. P equals to mv. So here v equals to P by m. If we put the value here, what do you get? Half m P by m whole square. That gives us half m P square by m square. That means we will get, what we will get from here? P square by 2m. So kinetic energy Ke equals to P square by 2m. If we take kinetic energy as K, we will get K equals to P square by 2m, that is P square equal to 2mk, P equals to root under 2mk. This is the important relationship between kinetic energy and momentum. Till now, we have learned the concept of kinetic energy and potential energy. My direct question is state and prove work energy theorem. In my previous class, I have discussed it. Once again, I want to remind you about this. What is work energy theorem? What it says? According to it, the work done by a force on a moving body is equal to increase in its kinetic energy. See how to prove it. So, work done by a force on a moving body is equal to the increase in its kinetic energy. This is the statement of work energy theorem. Now, how to prove this? Let's see. From Newton's second law of motion, we get second law, F equals to ma, and work done by a force F into S, Fs. See here, the force equals to ma and work done equal to Fs. See how important the work done is. Everywhere it is useful. And the equation of motion we can write here that v square equal to u square minus u square plus 2. So from here, S, if we want to find out S, that will be v square minus u square divided by 2a, that is S. So W equals to Fs. So from here, F, what is S? V square minus u square divided by 2a. Newton's second law, F equals to ma, put here ma into v square minus u square divided by 2a. It will give us half m v square minus half m u square. Okay, that is the change in kinetic energy. Change in kinetic energy. Like potential energy, kinetic energy also have different forms. Light-null kinetic energy, rotational kinetic energy, and vibrational kinetic energy. So, what are the different forms of kinetic energy? I told already. Number one, translational. What is this translational kinetic energy? If the motion of a body is confined in a straight line, then it is called translational motion, and the kinetic energy of the body due to this motion is called translational kinetic energy. So, energy caused due to translational motion, okay, that is called translational kinetic energy. As for example, a car is moving in a straight path, rotational kinetic energy. So this rotational kinetic energy means, I told already, if a body rotates about an axis, the kinetic energy gained by the body is called rotational kinetic energy. Like spinning top, rotated wheel, these are the examples. Now come to the number 3, that is vibrational. Okay. Before coming to this vibrational kinetic energy, I should say that you have seen in a cricket match spinner bowls, and the ball spins, and as well as it has translational motion, it goes forward. So when a spin bowler bowls, it possesses both translational and rotational kinetic energy. A very important concept here. Now you think the other concepts, other ideas where both the translational and the rotational kinetic energy works. Now think about a wire which is fixed at the two ends. These are the two ends and the wire is fixed here. Now think about this. And you stuck in the middle. Here only you have stuck. Okay. These are the two ends, end 1 and end 2. What will happen? Obviously it will vibrate. So when a body moves to and fro about its mean position, then the motion of the body is then the kinetic energy gained by the body is the vibrational kinetic energy. Okay. So when a body moves to and fro about its mean position, the kinetic energy possessed by it is called vibrational kinetic energy. An important one example I have given you, that is one wire is there which is fixed at two ends and you stuck in the middle. So what will happen? The wire will vibrate. Now I am giving you one work. You think about the differences between kinetic energy and potential energy. Okay. Today I am finishing here. Wish you a very happy days ahead. Thank you.